Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your Realtor Hugo here with another live daily real estate live. This is your 15 to 20 minutes a day to learn a little bit more about real estate and how it can benefit you and those around you. I am your Realtor Hugo, licensed in Maryland with Long and Foster. Hi, how are you? If you have any questions about buying, selling, leasing, or investing, don't forget I am a real licensed professional in Maryland. My phone number 240-389-4846. My email hugo@lnf.com and my website yourrealtorhugo.com. Today, 10 essential long-term planning and financial tips for millennials. So join me as we talk about what you can be doing to prepare yourself and better get a grip on your financial future. Really, it's not something to be afraid of. It's something that we should embrace and learn how to prepare, because it's something that we're all going to be facing inevitably, something that we all need to understand and get savvy on, because not paying attention to where your money is going, not understanding how your finances work and what you can really be doing with your money can not only be detrimental to yourself, but it could be detrimental to family, your friends, your retirement. There's just so many opportunities that could be opened up if you were a little bit more on top of the ball, because we all could use a little bit more money. Number one, first up, create a budget. It might sound boring, but it's the foundation of all good financial planning. Track your income and expenses to see where your money goes each month. Use apps like Mint or YNAB to make it easier. I personally like Mint Mobile app. I did like it. It's being moved over to another provider. I think now it's all going under the Credit Karma umbrella. So Credit Karma is another great company to use to keep a handle of where your finances are and where your financial picture is. It gives you a good indicator of where you would stand in most situations. It's not perfect. It can be a little bit off, so you have to keep that in mind when you are using Credit Karma, but it can give you a good estimate on where you are. Number two, build an emergency fund. Next, build an emergency fund. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. This cushion will help you handle unexpected expenses without going into debt. Now, this is stuff that's put aside in a very safe place, sometimes in another account in another bank somewhere else, just so that you're not tempted to use it. It's something that you need to make sure that you're preserving and building up, just in case you have a situation where you do run into an issue with your living situation and don't have the ability to perhaps cover it immediately. Yeah, and really good credit should be there to balance your purchases in a way where you are working with your debit and your credit card together. That you should be doing small, consistent purchases on your credit cards, and you should be doing larger purchases on your debit card or with cash, preferably. Just living well beneath your means. That's really the goal of all of this, to make sure that you are living and saving beneath your means. 3 to 6 months sounds like a lot, and I know I'm harping a lot on this point, but if you can establish this emergency fund, your peace of mind will be so much greater, and the amount of just probably overall well-being you'll feel doing this and existing after this is going to be immense. So do yourself a favor and establish an emergency fund, because once you feel the feeling of accomplishing something that major, like 3 to 6 months of your expenses, that's a huge success. So once you've made it to that point, really it's worth celebrating. So kudos to you. Number 3, pay down debt. Third, focus on paying down debt. Start with high interest debt like credit cards and use the snowball method, paying off the smallest debt first and then moving on to the next. It keeps you motivated. Or you can use the snow avalanche, where basically you go from the highest interest debt down. That all depends on where your mindset is at. If you are the type of person that needs a little bit more of instant gratification, then I think the snowball method is great, because you'll start to pay down your smallest debts first and build up that momentum. So the logic is that you'll take those payments and then move them on to the new debt once you've paid the first debt off, which is in theory great, but it's very hard in practice sometimes when people don't want to commit to the program. And that's what it's really about: paying down your debt and not going back into debt. Remember, the credit cards and all our revolving financing, it should be used for smaller, consistent purchases. You get points, things like that. You shouldn't be spending your whole instance on a card. You shouldn't be charging your whole life away. That's really a very quick way to get yourself into pickle. Now, if you have the money like that, by all means, do what you want, but you're probably not the type of person that's going to be on this live. So this is probably for a different demographic. Number 4, save for retirement early. That demographic probably also doesn't have to save for retirement with all those trust funds. Fourth, start saving for retirement as early as possible. Take advantage of employer sponsored 401k programs, especially if they offer matching contributions. If not, consider an IRA. There are tons of options. You can do your own testing and look at funds, ETFs, dividends. There are tons of different things you can look into. And nowadays, there are no excuses. You have to do your research, because you don't want to be taken advantage of, and you don't want to invest your money in the wrong place. So there are tons of professionals out there that are ready, willing, and able to help you out, but you have to do your due diligence and make sure you're working with the best. Number 5, invest wisely. Fifth, invest wisely. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your investment to spread risk. Look into low cost index funds or ETFs to start. It's a great way to make money from a lot of different stocks, all for one price. You lessen your risk and increase your exposure to all these companies and their benefits. So it could be a win 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 win. It's just you have to pick a good fund, and that's where your due diligence comes in. Number 6, consider real estate. Sixth, consider real estate an investment. Owning property can be a great way to build wealth over time. Do your homework and don't rush into it. Talk to a real estate professional like me to understand the market. Don't rush into it. Take your time. It will be worth it. I can't say it's slower than that, because you'll drop off and not listen. But really, you have to make sure that you're focused on where you want to go, what you want to do, and where you want to be the next 5 to 7 years. So as long as you can do that, you'll be in pretty good shape. So make sure that you're working with a real estate professional and consulting them, putting your 2 cents in, and just checking in with what they're up to, because more than anything else, they can inform you about what the property has, where the community is going, how appreciation has impacted that community, and what they expect for your local market. That's what it's really about: staying on top of your particular market and working with an agent in your market. Number 7, monitor your credit score. Seventh, keep an eye on your credit score. A good score can save thousands in interest on loans. Check your credit report regularly and dispute any errors. But I will also say this: don't live and breathe and die for your credit. You can spend so much money as you make, obviously. It's about using credit wisely and appropriately to really make the most use out of those cards and those loans and that type of financing. There are tons of ways to improve your score with debt, using it correctly and paying it off on time. But you have to be savvy about it. You have to know when your due dates are, and you have to always pay more than the minimum payment. Remember, your payoff comes in paying extra because every month that you hold on to the debt on the balance is more that gets charged in interest. So that's what we're trying to combat: compound interest. Number eight, plan for major expenses. Eighth, plan for major expenses, whether it's buying a car, renovating a home, or paying for a wedding. Start saving early. Create a separate savings account for those big ticket items and stay true to your goals. It really can get difficult, especially with so much stuff going on right now with the economy and where everyone's heads at. Stay focused. We talked about that last night. You can have everything you want. You just need to keep working towards them and you will get there. You will find a way, but you have to stay focused and diligent and keep working towards them because otherwise they'll creep up on you. A wedding doesn't happen overnight. If you do want a big wedding, preparing those expenses and that money for those expenses, it's just savvy. It's a great way to start off your relationship. So think about planning for your future because that's what this is about doing this correctly. And so much so that we have something to give our kids and our kids' kids and our kids' kids. That's really the goal. Number, where are we? We talked about eight. Number nine, review your insurance. And this is a tricky one, especially with prices going up. Ninth, review your insurance policies. Make sure you have adequate coverage for health, auto, home, and life insurance. This protects you and your family from financial hardship. You should definitely get life insurance if you have children. Don't leave your family without. It's expensive to not be here. So you can only plan for so much and you can only prepare for so much. So know that it will happen one day and prepare accordingly. How would you like to have those things taken care of so that it's not a question? The last thing you want to do is leave it to the last minute or nothing at all, and then it becomes a lot more of a hassle, or possibly nothing really happens appropriately or the way you would like. So I know no one can really say what day anything's going to happen, but the best thing you can do is prepare and just stay true to your goals and hope that everything goes well every day. Number 10, last one for tonight. Seek professional advice. Finally, seek professional advice. And we're not talking about your therapist, we're talking about your real estate agent. Financial planners, accountants, and real estate agents can provide valuable insight tailored to your particular situation. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I sometimes feel like a therapist. The amount of times that I speak to clients about their lives and their issues and their problems. So don't be shy. We are here to help. We are here to speak on what we know. For me, it's real estate. For a financial planner, financial plan. For a mortgage officer, it's a mortgages. For an accountant, it's your books. So work with a professional that's in the area that you want to work in. If you want to get a commercial lease, go ahead and work with someone that does commercial leases. If you want to get a couple of multifamily homes, work with the best in multifamily. It just makes sense. So go out there, reach out to someone in your community if you're curious about real estate so that you can stay on the cutting edge of information for your particular region, because that's what it's about: staying on top of the news so that you can take advantage of the opportunities that arise. Today, we were talking about 10 essential long term planning and financial tips for millennials, and really for anyone. This is just good advice in general. Just remember to start now and stay consistent. It is all about the little steps that you take day by day to progress towards your goal. Tomorrow, we are going to be talking about renting to own. Is it a good option? And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some of the myths, some of the stuff that's around it, what can happen, what can't happen. Stay tuned for that tomorrow. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate you supporting the live. Always, we are on your platforms of choice, so feel free and subscribe. And thank you for listening on Spotify. I will see you all tomorrow.
Take care. My name is Hugo Quintanilla, licensed realtor in Maryland with Long and Foster. If you need any help buying, selling, leasing, or investing in real estate, my phone number is 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com, and my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. Feel free and check all of that out. And go check out the new story on my blog, hugoquintanilla.net. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Have a great night.